Hey, Chase with EOTECH. We're talking about zeroing your E-Flex. All right, so pistol zeros. Probably a lot of opinions out there on that. I'm just going to tell you what I do and why, and you can tell me why I'm dumb down in the comments. Appreciate that engagement. So we are back at 25 yards. Why am I using a 25-yard zero on my handgun? Well, that's because that's the farthest distance that I expect to have to take a shot. And I want to make sure that at that distance, I am not having to think of and account for any holdover or hold under, because that is a longer range shot for, you know, your defensive pistol uses. Now, I understand there's a ton of different use cases out there and you can throw all those, yeah, but what if? Totally gotcha. I hear you. That's what I decided to do, and that's what I'm doing. But we're also going to walk it in closer so we can show you the minor deviations as that range gets into what you typically expect to be your common defensive handgun use range. So we're back at 25, like I said. It should be fairly close to zero. This is my everyday carry handgun. Got an E-Flex on top, and got the Unity Tactical Atom slide, Glock 19 Gen 4 with the TLR 7 Alpha from Streamlight on there. So let's go ahead and confirm that we are zeroed. In order to get the best zero, I'm using the 2 VETS tripods here just as a rest. All right, let's go look at the group and then walk in a little closer. All right, that was my first round, and I threw it a little bit. But this is the rest of the group right here. Easily able to cover that with, I mean, like a thumb and a bit. So not a bad group, not bad shooting 115 ball at 25 yards. And so as you guys can see, that was my point of aim right here. Like I said, I threw the first round, but otherwise they're all right there. Point of aim, point of impact at 25. So now we're going to walk back from 5, 7, 10, and 15, just to show you how the point of aim shifts a little bit. And honestly, it's not much. So let's get to it. All right, so we're back at the 5. Why am I going to go back and confirm at these different distances? That's because I'm going to hold myself to a high standard of responsibility and make sure I can take ethical, legal, and morally responsible shots at any distance as required by whatever situation I may find myself in when I use my handgun in defense of myself or others. So back at the 5, and we're going to see where my point of impact is compared to my point of aim. All right, and as we can see here, obviously, it's actually not quite as good of a group as I shot at 25 because that's off of rest, but my point of aim was right there, and as you can see, I grouped primarily 1.5 inches lower, so not much to worry about there. If you're shooting, you know, at speed on a human, something like that, you're going to be just fine. Let's move it back to the 7. All right, here we are at the 7. I'm going to have the exact same point of aim so you guys can see that group move as we move back. Okay, so total group shifted down. You can see my first rounds up here from the 5 are up here. The total group is shifted down just a bit, but I mean, honestly, we're still easily covered by fist size between 5, 7. So let's go ahead, move it back to the 10. All right, so from the 10, again, we're keeping the group still well below fist size, and I've got your sort of average man-sized hands, and I'm still easily able to cover that entire group in less than a fist size, that from the 5, 7, and 10. So now we're gonna go back to the 15, and obviously, guys, I'm shooting slow, I'm taking my time, just sort of demonstrating, you know, what you can get out of a decently zeroed pistol with, you know, just range practice ammo. All right, so we're back at the 15. Something to keep in mind, guys, so if you are running backup iron sights, it's a good time to always confirm that your irons are still on and you have a appropriate degree of skill using those. I know a lot of guys throw the dot on there. It's faster, it's awesome to train with, but make sure that if you have a backup sighting system, you are maintaining proficiency on that system. So what we're going to shoot a group for you. Same point of aim with the E-Flex, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, and I'm going to shoot a group just below that with my irons. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the E-Flex off, and we'll shoot a group down on the bottom of the gong with the irons. All right, so as you can see, I threw a couple rounds. My hands are getting a little sweaty. It's hot out here today. And so paying more attention to my sight picture than I was my grip. That's bad on me. But, you know, still covering it pretty decently with a fist. And we've got, gosh, 5 or 6 5-round groups on this already. And then down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the iron sights. And again, easily covering that up with the fist size. So my irons are still on. My point of aim was right there. First round landed right on it. And then you can see the group here with the red dot. So again, guys, just make sure that all your optical sighting systems, you know, work for your gun. All right, let's go ahead, wrap this thing up. All right, so that's just a quick overview on confirming your zero. Ultimately, it's up to you what range you want to zero at. If you really want to dig into the ballistics of 9mm out of a Glock 19 or whatever gun you've got, go nuts. You can certainly do it, but generally speaking, at the ranges we are using handguns, especially in a defensive situation, it's not that big a deal as we've demonstrated here. I was able to, even with my hands all sweaty, shoot a perfectly acceptable group from 25, 5, 7, 10, 15 irons and red dots. And just keep in mind, it's a good idea to go out and make sure that your zero is confirmed every couple of times you go to the range. I know a lot of times you don't have a lot of ammo, don't have a lot of time, and you're getting out there, you're putting your training in, hopefully, and you're getting out of there. Fair enough. But if you can, every couple of times you go to the range, hit it from the 5 back to the 25, and just make sure you know where your gun is printing with your defensive ammo and with your training ammo, because they may be a little different. Thank you guys so much for watching. Questions, you want to tell me why I'm stupid and everything I did wrong, please do so down in the comments. Remember, I eat hate for breakfast and I'm hungry. Train hard, live free. See you next time.